Well, hello, ladies. Alia here, personal health coach and founder of Yoga Tone. So, a lot of you mums are doing great with your exercise or are feeling like they are lacking with food. Now, this is quite a normal experience to always want better for your bodies. And it's so confusing with all the information out there in terms of what is right for our bodies. Like, what diet is right, what's good food, what's bad food. But more importantly, you ladies are mums and you need to have the right information. I've personally gone through all sorts of diets, and I've seen clients for over a decade change their lives because they let go of worrying about what's good or bad food, what's good or bad behavior, because it's not really that black and white. It is actually about progression and learning. And it is amazing what the body can do when we get in tune with our bodies. So I have created a food diary for you, which I'm going to share with you right now. And this food diary is not like any other food diary. It is focusing on getting to know you. So what I mean by that is, as you can see here is the PDF of the food diary you are going to receive. So you can print it out and keep it in your wallet or diary or with your phone, somewhere nearby where you're regularly eating, and fill out this diary within 20 minutes of eating each meal. Preferably, it would be good for you to do it for at least 3 days or the least, or one day even. We really just want to get an idea of what your food looks like, what your habits look like. It's for us to understand your lifestyle. It's not to judge. There's no right or wrong. We need to understand your nutritional profile so we can add nutrition to it. It's amazing what we can add to increase your nutritional profile at a cellular level. Remember, we're not looking to count calories here. We're not looking to tell you how good or bad you are. It's not about discipline. It's about getting in tune with your body and tweaking a few things. Over time, you are going to change your habits. You're going to understand where your habits come from. And some are better than others, and we need to change that for you. And then it's amazing how easy it is to eat the right foods for our bodies, to change these habits without feeling bad about them and incorporating all the stuff that usually goes on. So this is a refreshing food diary just for you. It's all about, first of all, as you can see in here, you can put down your first meal. So you might start on a Monday, it might be a Wednesday. This is as an example. You just write down food description, right? So what you have, just write it down. You can write down, just roughly what you have. For example, you might have oats, it might be cornflakes. I don't care if it's Nutella. I don't care if it's whatever. We're writing down what we're having at the moment, and we'll go through it later down the track after you fill this out. So write exactly what you have. We encourage you to be as descriptive as possible. So as you can see here, a cup of berries rather than just saying berries. If you use seeds, or if you use a banana, whatever you are using in your meal, adding into your meal, try and be as descriptive as possible. So full cream milk or almond milk. Add also any drinks. So you might have a coffee in the morning, you might have a tea, you might have also a smoothie or a juice, whatever it is, write it down. Okay. Now, so the second thing to do here, there's writing down what you eat. That's the description part. Then Really super important and really different to any other food diary, but it's getting to know you. And this is a beautiful thing. Before your meal, ask yourself, what are you craving? So in the morning, did you notice that you were maybe craving to have something sugary? A lot of people do. A lot of people, when they're tired, crave something really salty or sugary. So this is totally normal, actually. Especially when we're tired. And just write it down. So, if you're feeling tired, write it down. So, what are you craving? I'm craving sugar. The next question is, are you bored of eating or actually hungry? Ask yourself, am I actually hungry? Well, yeah, I haven't had food all night, so I've been sleeping and I'm really hungry. Or maybe in the morning, you're just not a breakfast person. You haven't even had anything because you're just not hungry. You don't normally eat breakfast, and that's fine. Just writing that down, answering those two questions for your meal after with that meal. And then the next question for that same meal is, how full do you feel out of 1 to 10? 10 is like, whoa, I'm stuffed. I feel thickly stuffed. 2 or 3 is like, oh, I don't feel like I've had much at all. I could really eat some more. 8 is like, yeah, I'm satisfied, but I don't need more. I don't feel stuffed. I'm just satisfied. So whatever you feel is a rating out of 1 to 10. Don't think about it too much. Just how full you feel, write it down. And remember, that can change. In the morning, you might be just topping up some stores, or you might be starving and you felt like you just ate way too much because you went out, or your partner made an amazing breakfast and you just couldn't help yourself. So write exactly what happened, how it felt. 6 out of 10, 10 out of 10, whatever it is. And there you have it. Then you go to the next meal. This meal could be at, it could be any time throughout the day. I have some girls that wake up really early and the second meal's already at like 10 o'clock. Or, they wake up late and that might be later on. So whatever the second meal is, just write it down. It could be a snack. It could be an actual lunch, or a brunch. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just what the description is of the food. So if you happen to have a roast chicken, this is an example. You had salad, maybe a couple of chips, a couple of sneaky chips. This is what I had one day. I always get my partner to, I don't say no to chips for him because I can't really tell him what to do, right? And then I end up having a few of his chips, which is fine, just write it down. And then it's the same thing. Before the meal, were you actually craving something? This is a good question. We don't ask ourselves this question enough. We go, we're just hard on ourselves, or we're like, oh no, I shouldn't be even thinking about that, or I'm just so bad. No, like, what are you actually craving? Let's get to the bottom of this and understand you so we can move on. So were you craving something sugary? Were you craving something savory? Were you craving something specific? Coffee, chips, cheese, very common is chocolates, especially after a meal. When we have a healthy, balanced meal, especially in the afternoon, a very common thing is to crave something sweet, or in the evening. A lot of people want to have some chocolate, or want to have some cake, or want to have some ice cream, or want to have some wine, or, some alcohol. Write it down. We're getting to know you. There's no right or wrong. We're all in the same boat. We're all, humans, and we want to understand what kind of food you're eating, what kind of background you come from, because we all have different backgrounds. We all watched our parents eat various things, and that we're used to certain habits, we're used to certain ways, and it's amazing what we can get in tune with and start to change for the better. So just finishing off this second meal example. So before your meal, asking yourself, or at the time asking yourself, did you crave something? Yes or no, what it is, be honest there. What kind of food was it? Any thoughts there? After your meal, how full did you feel? Within 20 minutes of finishing your meal, how full did you feel? Do you feel stuffed? Do you feel like you could still have something and you're not sure what you're going to have? Because as you can see, in the end, I gave up and had a muffin, but I only had 10 bites. And I'll talk about that in the next session or video that you have with me, because like I said, there are ways of working through the various habits that we all form. We all have various forms of habits, and there are solutions to every single one. It's amazing what you can start to create for yourself, and it's just so empowering. So in the end, I gave in, had a muffin, which is fine, it's all about balance. Had 10 bites of it, and coffee. So as you can see, it just repeats. So we've got meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, meal 5. If you have more meals, feel free to write at the bottom. They all have the same questions, the description of the meal, what you're craving, are you actually hungry, and how full do you feel? The last thing is, what exercise did you do? I want to understand your body, but more importantly, I think it's important for you to understand exactly how much exercise you are doing as well. Because, you know, health is both exercise and nutrition, so, and habits. And so you might be surprised. You might be surprised actually how much you are doing, but let's get in tune with that. Did you go for a walk? I went for a walk with my baby in the pram for about 30 minutes. I was actually sprinting up the stairs. I actually carry my son up and down the stairs quite a lot. So that to me is exercise because he is heavy. Yeah, so there might be some movements that you do that is noted as exercise. I mean, did you vacuum the whole house? Hello, that is exercise. Did you go for a walk with your partner? You know, just walking around the house, that's not really exercise, that's just functioning, I guess. But it is important for us to really be active, to embrace doing more exercise, because we might not be doing that much. So even dancing with your little one, grabbing him or her and just dancing, and or lifting them up and catching them, that's all exercise. Running around with your little one, that's all exercise. So super important to, you know, be able to add in exercise safely for our backs, of course, and to notice that, you know, that we are balanced with our nutrition and exercise, how they work together. So let's understand you from a holistic perspective. Super exciting. So as you can see, you will receive this PDF file of the food diary. It's not an app, it's a good old-fashioned way, but I do use this with clients, and it's amazing what we get out of it. We take your health, your habits, and we get to break them, break the ones that are needed to change. And when you change your habit, when you tweak your nutrition, when you add exercise, the body just has to change. It just has to. You know, you become more energetic at a cellular level. You create more energy with your exercise. You are more confident with your habits, and you understand what balance actually means, what healthy eating actually means for your body. Not a lot of us were born understanding what healthy eating is. Our parents didn't teach us. They didn't know. They were just surviving, doing whatever. So sometimes we just need to, you know, tap into what is right for us exactly in our lives, you know, with what's happening right now. Being a mum, there's a lot of changes. Having COVID restrictions, there's a lot of pressure. And, you know, that can reflect in our eating, and we can unravel that. We will unravel that once you have filled out the diary. Remember, there's no right or wrong. It's all about getting in tune with your habits, with your nutritional profile, We will be adding in recipes and tweaking things to suit you, your body, your needs at an emotional, physical, nutritional level. It's ever so exciting. It's amazing what your body can do. It's never too late to change things. So well done for doing this. Remember, print it out, write down, fill it out with a pen or pencil, good old pen or pencil. I can't even say it, it's a tongue twister. So used to typing. And keep it nearby. And I look forward to unraveling this and creating new heights with you in our next session. Good luck.